Hello ladies and gents, it's JoypadJake here, and welcome back to Let's Play Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. Now that we've gotten the tutorial out of the way, it is time for us to explore a little bit more into Sandover Village and get on with our adventure, as Daxter said at the end of the first episode. So what I'm going to do is get a couple of the Precursor Orbs, and there are actually a lot of quests that you can get in Sandover Village that take you to other areas. And I'm going to activate all those right now, and there's one that we'll probably be able to complete in this episode, but this is going to be a lot of setup for things that will come later. So, like I said in the first episode, if you get 7 scout flies in each area, then when you break the 7th box, you will get a power cell, and we're going to visit this house here and see not a very plot significant character, but a character that's pretty cool when you factor the whole lore of this series in, so check this out.
Well, hello there, my dear boy. You've caught me at a most inopportune moment. I was to set off on my journeys yesterday, but I seem to be a spot short on the old Precursor Orbs. I would have pledged my word that I had 90 of them, but I gather that your young friend, the little annoying, miserably ugly one, might have just pilfered them as a sort of a spot of fun. Anyway, would you be kind enough to loan your dear old uncle 90 Precursor Orbs so he can get underway? I would offer you a power cell in return.
Alright, so as you saw from that little conversation there, that character that we just spoke to is actually Jack's uncle. And if you go here into your little journal here, then you can actually see that the game lists it as your uncle, speaking in kind of a first-person perspective there. So we're going to go visit this house next that we passed while getting those orbs.
Hey! Little furry dude! Oh, I thought for a moment you were my muse.
Your what?
Haven't you ever seen a muse before? It's a little glowing squirrel about your size, full of spunk, and crazy as a lark.
Oh, I get it. Like a sidekick.
As a matter of fact, without my muse, I just can't sculpt. But with her around, I see beauty in everything, you know? Right now, I couldn't chisel my way out of a box. I think she ran away to that misty island. I just hope she's alright. Worth a power cell if you bring her back to me.
Wait a minute! We are not going back to Misty Island! Are we?
So that's another quest that we have set up for us now. We're turning back to Misty Island, where the game actually starts. And Daxter is not exactly fond of that place, because of course it turned him into the crazy weasel that we all know and love. And this boat is actually how you get to the Misty Island, this one over here at the dock, but you can't access it yet. And yeah, there's Misty Island out there in the distance. And then this boat here is actually one that belonged to a character that went to the Misty Island previously and will actually meet in the next episode. Okay, and oh, we got this house here. There's a scout fly in the back. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. That's scout fly number 3. Let's talk to this guy.
Don't tell me that you two have problems as well. First I hear of monster sightings near the village, and now this. See those gears up there, boys? See them? See how they're not moving? That means our village has no power. The eco beam coming from the jungle temple has been interrupted. Boys, everyone's too frightened to go out and find out what's happened.
Did you pay the bill?
Yeah. Oh, you're funny. Now look, if you two fix the eco beam, I'll give you a power cell. Oh, and another thing, if by any chance you're interested in making a contribution to my re-election campaign, I might be willing to part with yet another power cell. The minimum contribution is a very modest 90 Precursor Orbs.
Alright, so he just kind of sent us on a little bit of a double quest there. He'll give us 1 power cell for fixing the village power, and another if we bring him 90 Precursor Orbs, which is the same offer that Jack's uncle made. And see, yeah, that's his uncle's house. And we'll go in here, and this is the last house that we'll visit.
Oh my, what a horribly sick little bird.
You don't look so good yourself, lady.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were a spotted orange-bellied rainframe. You know, yesterday I saw some terribly vicious creatures capture a mother floodlight near the beach. Now there's this poor little orphan egg sitting in a nest at the top of the cliff, and I can't get to it. If you could climb up there and push it off, I've piled some hay down at the base to catch it safely. Do an old lady a favor, and I'll give you a power cell.
Alright, so these are all the people in the village that kind of set us on the quest, because we have some that send us to Misty Island, one that sent us to Sentinel Beach, and then the one that Kira talked about last time will actually send us into the Forbidden Jungle. So we're going to talk to this farmer down here, but before we do that, we're going to go in here and to his house and get the scout fly that's in here. And that's 5 of 7. Let's see what this farmer's got to tell us.
Gotta milk those yak cows. Gotta milk those yak cows. Oh, it's you. Oh, just resting my tired bones. I've been trying to get those hungry yak cows back into the pen all day. Some strange creatures tried to steal them earlier. You think you could help an old man and try to get them back into the corral?
Alright, so what this farmer wants us to do is herd these yak owls, as they're called, into this little pen here. And anybody who has played either Donkey Kong 64 or The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess will remember the beaver bother and goat minigame from those two respective games. And I remember this being on the same level of annoyance as the Donkey Kong 64 one initially. And it's not really like that at all. Yes, it's annoying that sometimes whenever you hit the yak owls, they'll go off in a little direction, but at least they still will get relatively close, and if they go a little bit off ways, you can get them back in without much trouble. Whereas with Beaver Bother, you could get the beavers really, really close to the edge of that hole, and then for whatever reason, they just wouldn't go in. And it doesn't even have that same, that annoyance factor, the Beaver Bother minigame, against something like the Twilight Princess Goat minigame. Both that and this are much less annoying than Beaver Bother. And I think there's one hidden in the corner over here. Yes, there is. This is always the one that I would miss in a lot of my playthroughs, because he'll kind of walk around the corner of the house sometimes, and you can't really see him. And I'm pretty sure there's only 5 of these things. And this is the 4th, if I can see correctly. Oh no, that was the 5th. Okay, I can't see correctly. Oh, that one in the back there was kind of hidden behind the other one. Cool.
Ah, well done, my boy. You actually got those flea bags back into the pen. Now I can sleep in peace. Take this power cell for your trouble.
Alright, so there we got our power cell. I love this post so much. Alright, so that is 5 power cells now. And let's see, how are we at on orbs? So we have 56 orbs. And you can actually see your amount for each area too that you have. So if I were to click X, you can see that we have 6 out of the 50 Sandover Village ones. And if we collect this blue eco here and go to this hatch with blue eco going through our body, then the hatch will open and you get, I believe it's 10 Precursor Orbs as a result. Let me look at that. Oh no, 15 actually. Because we had 6 before that. Okay, how many scout flies we have? Scout flies. We have 5 now. And I believe the last 2, yep, I can already see one, and I can see the other one. There it is. So we'll go ahead and grab those. Yeah, we'll take care of the stuff in Sandover Village as much as we can. We'll be able to get most of it done in this episode because it's not a lot. And then the only things here that we can't take care of are the 2 bits that send us into other areas. Okay. We got that taken care of there.
Wow! Check out that funky
And as Daxter just said, that little, I was about to say sculpture, that statue over there, actually plays a pretty decent-sized role in this game. Not necessarily in terms of the plot, but in terms of things that you have to do in order to get the reward from it. And I will clarify that right now as we go up to it.
All right! You found all the scout flies in this area.
Who awakens the oracle? Wait, one of you has the light within. From before time, I have watched and waited for the true hero to return. Present to me 120 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain.
This must be a precursor oracle like the
Alright,
sage always
so-
goes on about. I hope they weren't as...
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt Daxter there. As the Oracle just said, both of those power cells and his eyes, I guess if you want to call them that, we need to bring him 120 orbs for each of them. So that's 240 total, and that's really the extent, that's the extent of the role that the Oracle plays in this game. And you have 3 big hub worlds, essentially, that you go to, or 3, big areas, and there's an Oracle in each of them, and each one has that requirement. So here's the Fire Canyon that we can only get once we have 20 power cells. We can only pass through this area when we have that many. And I just wanted to go ahead and get the Precursor Orbs from up here and show off a brief glimpse at the Fire Canyon. But don't worry, we will be sure to see the Fire Canyon in its full glory later on. Okay, so now that's 43 out of the 50 orbs. And that's all the scout flies, I believe, as well. Do I have enough orbs to trade to my uncle? I do. I love how I said my uncle, but the game journal literally says your uncle, so can't fault me too much for that one. There he is.
I see you two are back to make the trade. Good, jolly good. Hey, you have the precursor orbs that we agreed on? I hope you put this hard-earned power cell to good use. Cheerio, ta-ta, bye-bye.
Alright, so we traded the orbs for the power cell, and this is actually something that will happen a lot more as the game goes on, and it gets to the point where multiple people will ask you for higher amounts of power cells to the point where it just drains you dry, and it's a little ridiculous, I've got to say. Just a little bit, especially in the third act of the game. You just are required to get so many from certain people that have a lot of power cells. So I think once you go into this area, it qualifies as the Forbidden Jungle, but actually these are the last Sandover Village orbs, if I remember correctly. Yep, so even though you're technically in the jungle area, these still count as Sandover Village orbs, so now you've gotten all of them. And let's go back here, and I believe that's everything done in Sandover Village as of now. Except for giving those orbs to the Oracle, but can't do that right now. And we have 90 orbs that we need to bring to the mayor. We'll actually get those as we go into the Forbidden Jungle. And we actually want to go into the Forbidden Jungle first, because as Kira was talking about, there's a blocked eco vent on Sentinel Beach. And the switch to unblock said vent is actually in the Forbidden Jungle. So you want to get all the things done in that area first, and you actually can. And then you would want to go to Sentinel Beach, and then you would ideally want to do Misty Island last. At least that's the way that I like to do it when I play this game. So I think that is going to wrap things up here for episode 2 of Let's Play Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. We got done most of the things we needed to here in Sandover Village. We herded some yak owls, got some orbs, traded some orbs, got some power cells, found some scout flies. It was a pretty productive day. And next time on Let's Play Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, we will be venturing into the Forbidden Jungle. This is JoypadJake. I will see you guys next time. You all stay classy.